Hi guys, it's your girl Deliboo all the way from Birmingham. Welcome to another episode of Moments with Deliboo. So today on this episode we will be having some, heartwarming conversations. Again, I am with my girl Carol White, and we will be sharing. We do have quite a lot in common, and so today I'd like us to explore some really important topics that touch the heart, topics that a lot of you guys out there, I believe, can relate to while enjoying sumptuous meals and glasses of wine. We will be having some heart-to-heart conversations. Before you carry on watching, please like, comment, share with a friend, share with a sister, a brother, share with your family members. If you don't share this video, we'll see you again. Please, Carol White, would you kindly join me? I just want to say thank you for this meal. This is really delicious. Please, guys,
like delicious, baby.
If you have a party and you like to serve your guests some delicious equine, just ring Caroline's Kitchen. She's just a phone call away. This is very nice. You're such an amazing chef. Thank you. Now back to our topic of today. We will be talking about early marriage. Myself, Caroline, and a lot of you guys out there are married, and some of us got married really young. We're talking about early 20s, and getting married at such a young age, when you're a child, you're a young person, your early 20s, it does come with quite a lot of challenges. We want to go deeper into the pros and cons of early marriage. And I've got my girl here, Carol White, to share her perspective, her insight. So what would you say if you were looking at your younger self? What would you say to your younger self? Knowing what you know now, would you do things differently?
I would say yes. 100%. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I got married at a young age. I was 23. I actually met my husband when I was 21. So from the age of 21, I was already hooked. Yes, I was pretty much hooked. And that was, like you said, that's when your life, actually at 2021, that's when your life starts, when you're doing, you're ready to have fun and all those things. And then you just get hooked.
Yeah.
I would say, looking back, I would have waited to be more mature, to understand
the dynamics,
yes,
the intricacies,
yes, of being in a marriage. I would say there are pros and cons.
Yep.
In the sense that I'm looking back as well, I'm happy because I have adult kids at my young age.
Yep.
And I feel like I've grown with them as well. So
which is an advantage.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. But I would say in marriage, it doesn't depend on what age. It depends on who you meet.
Maturity as well.
Yes, and your own maturity.
Yeah. You
can actually meet your soulmate at that young age, and you guys grow up together.
Yep.
And you can live forever. At the same time, you can meet someone at that young age who is, even though the person is mature, they are not ready for marriage. So it just depends on the maturity, really.
And there's something I've noticed. Would you agree with me, or perhaps you might disagree? Do you think that maturity has anything to do with age?
No, not at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Because people you
have some old people who are immature. And you have some people who are young as far as age is concerned, but they act in a very mature way.
Yeah. Especially with men.
Exactly. Because there's something I've noticed, women mature quite early, quite quickly.
Quicker than men.
They become so responsible and they take initiative.
Yeah. I remember when I was that age, and when my husband came to me, the main thing that made me to actually go for it was the fact that he was older. But you think older, at that age when you're young, your judgment is different, because you think age is maturity.
Exactly.
But it's not always the case. You have to get to know the person. And to be honest with you, I'm happy though, because like I said, you learn a lot inside marriage as well. you learn yourself, you get to know yourself, and you get to know the other person, and you grow together. So because even though the person was like a bit older than me, he also had to grow. Even mentally. And we grew together. So that's a plus as well. So all I can say is don't put it off. Just depend on how mature you are and if you meet the right person.
Okay.
But then I would also say if I had to go back to do it, I would wait.
You do it differently.
Yeah, I'll do it differently. I'll wait till I'm 25 or 26 thereabout. Because there are other roadblocks that happen that I'm not going to mention. Yeah. Just wait till you know your age-wise, I think. But yeah, thank you.
You've heard Caroline's perspective as far as, getting married at a tender age. Where tender, not really like you're tender like that, but tender in the sense that in your early 20s, we share that in common, because I also got married at a tender age. I was 21 when I got married. I've been married now for 20 years. And like she said, I'm just going to second that. I feel the same way. I'm not going to put it off. I wouldn't really say that there's anything in particular that I regret. But one thing that I've learned is that people grow and they change over time. Okay, you meet someone when they're 20, 10 years from then, they're going to be a completely different person. 20 years from when you meet them, they're going to be completely a different person. Okay, and the only constant thing in life is change. Now, if you know you're that kind of person that can, you tolerate change, you adapt to changes, then yes, go for it. But if you're somebody who thinks, oh, I meet my partner today, I want 20 years from now, I want them to be the same person, then please don't venture. And just know, as a matter of fact, everyone changes. It's not going to happen. You're not going to be the same person. Now, it is very important to note that as a young person, you don't fully understand who you are as an individual. You don't fully know what are your likes, your interests, It's true that our generation then and the generation now is completely different. But one thing remains. I think that in your early 20s, you're still maturing. I would advise every young lady or every young guy, be yourself. Try to develop yourself career-wise. Understand who you are as an individual. Sort everything out, because some of us had to juggle trying to continue our higher education and kids and put all that together. It's been hard. I mean, we're so proud of our journey, how far we've come, where we are right now, but it's not been easy. Now, there are some things that I probably would do differently if I had to start all over again. And sometimes you want to explore. You want to give yourself time to know who you are as an individual, because someone meets you and you have this persona as a young person. You're 20. When you get to 30, there's other things you've developed. You become a completely different woman. Now, when they start to see other traits in you, it looks like you're a completely different person. And some people, ironically,
you had to adapt to the new you.
Exactly. They kind of expect you to be that same, naive, innocent 18-year-old or 20-year-old that they met. But things have changed. You are a grown woman now. So please, young men and young women, there's a lot of things that goes into marriage and relationships way beyond physical beauty, physical attraction. A lot of things that goes beyond love. Love is critical, it's very important. But that is not the only ingredient. Love is not enough. It's something you call compatibility. You want to be sure that the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with has a lot of the things in common with you. You guys share similar likes and dislikes. You have the same vision for your future. You're going the same direction.
And you should be talking about this as well.
You need to discuss these things. You need to talk about finances. These are some relevant things that you need to talk about.
At the start of the
talk about finances. Talk about the number of children that you want to have. Discuss a lot of things. Who do you want me to be, or how do you expect us to live, or how do you see yourself? How do you picture yourself 10 years, 15 years from now? And then you judge for yourself and see, is that the same direction you're going? Is that what you want for yourself? Because this whole thing, if you don't get it right, trust me, the future might be really, really rocky. And we have realized from experience that the choice of partner that you make, whether the choice of a husband or the choice of a wife, will really affect your life in the long term.
Yeah.
So you want to really be careful in the kind of choices that you make. Right. In fact, I'm so happy that you accepted my invitation. You accepted to speak to me today. And I'm grateful for your insights and your experiences. Guys, it's been an absolute blast hanging out with Carol White today. She made some delicious food. I've enjoyed it. So please, Carol White, let's raise our glasses. Let's raise our glasses. Let's cheers to friendship.
Yes. Sisterhood.
Let's cheers to more money.
Yes.
Let's cheers to more blessings.
Yes.
Enjoyments.
Yes.
And authenticity.
Yeah.
On that note, we're gonna love you guys and leave you.